In this edition of GRE Why ROC today, the state of innovation all throughout the region. We have Jim Sanal, the president of NextCorps, a nonprofit downtown that helps innovative companies launch and grow, with us in studio. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Brendan.
First time doing this, what was the goal? What made it so important to go out and look at this?
The goal was really kind of assess where we are as a region, right? So we know we're an innovative place. We were ranked many years ago in a book by MIT professors as the next potential tech hub in America. And so we kind of want to take a look at what's happened since then. Have we translated some of that innovation potential into actual reality or not? Or what can we do if we haven't?
So from that ranking, that was in 2019 or so, what were the key findings of the research?
Key findings were that, so today, when we look back kind of last 5+ years or so, we continue to outpace our peers in terms of R&D, in terms of patent generation, in terms of federal grants to support early stage technology commercialization. We found that in our region, like nationally, startups are a net job creator in the community. They're important for job creation. And we found that our rate of startup company formation is kind of on par with other places. So on a number of metrics, you know, things look pretty good. Then you start looking at, okay, are these innovations scaling up and creating the kind of companies and jobs and economic impact that we want? And that's where we start seeing some data that isn't as promising, right? So venture capital, for example, is one everyone talks to. Our venture capital was the lowest across all peer metro areas. And so you start asking the VCs, why aren't you investing here? And you start getting some responses, and these are things that we can kind of address going forward.
What was some of the feedback? Because it comes back to the word of potential. That is a great foundation to start with, but then to actually do something with it. Correct.
So some of the findings, so why aren't you investing here if you're a venture capitalist? Well, in fact, we do have a lot of VCs that invest here. They're just investing in much later stage companies. We had 174 out-of-town VCs invest in our region, which was kind of mind-blowing. But it's all very late stage kind of businesses. So why don't the earlier stage ones invest? Well, they say that the teams are not really investable. We have a lot of first-time founders that don't have the experience, haven't been there, done that. We've got startups that haven't really gotten that first or second customer yet, and they don't necessarily have the connections to industry that they really need. And so we look at those things and we say, okay, we've got some things that we can solve for, and we can engage the whole community to try to help those things.
So you have some solutions getting from A to B to
Correct.
Do that. How do we do that?
Correct. Well, there's a few different things. So how do we help startup companies get industry connections to say, hey, is this a problem? You know, the very earliest stage, is this really a problem, or do I just think it's a problem, right? We've got businesses across our community that could probably get you to anybody in any company with 1 degree of separation. So let's mobilize the business community to become helpers in helping grow the startup community. We also have a lot of businesses in town that could become first customers or advisors for startup companies. And so there's all those things that we can do that'll help get traction with these startups, make them more interesting to investors. We have angel funds, we have angel groups, we have small venture funds if we have folks that want to participate that way and help support these companies. And then one last one is kind of, it's a more general thing, but we really need to build more of a culture of entrepreneurship in our region again. And I say again because obviously you go back 100 years or so, it was the place people came to build a business, right? And that's kind of what Silicon Valley is today, and Boston and Austin are. And we don't really have that culture anymore, but we need to build that culture again and make this the place that everyone thinks about when they want to create a new startup company.
While you're here, how about this recent big laser hub announcement for the region?
Yeah, tremendous news. So being named an NSF engine focused on laser technologies, one of only 12 nationally, is huge news. It just again shows the innovation capacity of our region to being named a tech hub, excuse me. For that, and even the semiconductor tech hub a couple years ago just shows our innovation potential. And
that's a big combined investment of more than $30 million, and you keep on growing, by the way, downtown. How's that?
We are growing, yeah. So our innovation center downtown at the Sibley building, we've got 40,000 square feet full of startup companies, offices, labs, other spaces, coaching and mentoring, all there. And we've been full for a while, so we are expanding another 26,000 square feet. We actually started the demolition this week, and so hopefully later this year we'll begin the build out.
Listen, keep us updated on that. And for round 2, whenever we do this again, we'll see if we can close those gaps. You want more information on his findings and recommendations for Rochester's future with that growth and innovation with that study. You can find that at rochesterfirst.com today under the Why ROC tab.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.